Good afternoon, and welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Infitech. So, I'm sorry that there wasn't a video the other day. I've actually already recorded what we're going to be doing today, but for some reason YouTube kept getting stuck at 99%, and so I'm having to go back, and I basically just reloaded an old save backup, and we're going to pick up from there. But since then, I've been building out this area. You'll notice we have all kinds of little tree planters and everything. This is going to be our forestry breeding area for bees and trees. Pretty excited about it. Now, the bee breeding, of course, that's going to be manual. And then once we get bees situated, we will automate them. So that's all just taken care of for us once we have the right traits and everything that we want. Also, since there wasn't, since there was only just this one episode, I've been working on something, and it's going to be a surprise for next episode. It's a fairly large build, and it may be an episode or two. If it's two, I'll go ahead and record both of them, in a couple days when I do the next Infitech episode. But basically, we are going to be doing a ore processing setup, like a fully automated ore processing setup, so we can come in and dump in our ores and they'll travel down the line. And it's not my personal design, but it seems a very legit design. I'm not the most knowledgeable about GregTech, so I'm sure you guys will let me know, but it seems pretty awesome. But anyway, so of course today we're going to be getting into bees, and as well as doing a little bit of tree breeding. I've got a bit of stuff set up. But you'll notice this is a fairly long area, and we're going to put our bees on the far ends, so we should be able to breed two different sets of trees at once. But we'll get into that later. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on tree breeding because we have done that before in the past. So right here you'll notice I did make a clipboard, and we have like a little checklist here. Now this isn't all the trees, but there is a fair good number of the basic ones that I want to start getting into, and then once we get these done, we'll get into other stuff, I think, like the green heart and everything. But I went ahead and made a list of certain trees and what we need to breed them. And then over here we have our escrotar set up, and I believe we got that from a village in the past, like the same place we got our apiaries. But I'll go ahead and show you guys how you can use that in just a minute. And then over here I have a tree breeding section of stuff. So, and then also I do have some 2x planters in there. We may, occasionally, even today, we'll use them for 1x, or, 1x1 trees. But I wanted to at least have some areas set aside for the 2x2 planters. So, let's see. The first thing, of course, that we're going to want to get into is we'll get our apiary set up and everything. So let's go ahead and take a look. And also this escrotar, if we throw in bees there, we can get free produce. So like I said, I'll show you guys that in a second. But let's go ahead and get these apiaries running before we get into all of that. And as far as the bees we want to put in here, we've done a little bit of bees before, but we really haven't covered mutations and all that stuff. So we'll go ahead and use modest, I think. And we'll breed them with some of these common drones, I think. And yeah, and that way we can start working our way towards our cultivateds. So we'll throw those in there, and oh, that's a queen. Oops, my bad. And I also need to set out some flowers and stuff as well. And let me grab that. And let's see, we'll put these out just all around here. I don't think in particular these are any of the flowers that these breeds need, but we may use these, moving forward and everything. And oh, you know what? Modest, I think it needs cactus, right? I think it does. So I may have to go grab some cactus. Let me see. Let's see, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go grab some cactus and some sand, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I got some sand and some cactus, and I also threw down some tiny cactus as well. And we'll go ahead and get that planted, and now, it still says no flowers. What about let's try our modest. Let's do our modest princess and our common drone over here. Okay, this one's running now. Never mind. Alright, so common drone. It may have just taken a second for it to kind of register and everything. And honestly, I will be sleeping a bit here because we need to sleep to get our bees running, at least until we get nocturnal within our bee strains and everything. So, I will finally actually be sleeping. It's amazing. Because honestly, if you've noticed, I barely ever sleep on here. It's kind of like real life, I guess. But anyway, let's get into the Asgaard, because this is actually an extremely, extremely useful tool. You know, once you figure it out and everything, and once you get used to using it and doing a little mini game and all that stuff. So let's see, what drone? I guess we're going to go with common. I was doing a little bit of it earlier with the tropicals. Of course, we can't really run tropicals right here. And we can grab like excess bees or combs, different things like that, and use those as well. And actually, let me leave at least a couple tropicals there. So we'll throw this bee in there, and you'll notice these little books here. Basically, you can select a couple of these, and it's kind of like a little matching game. And depending on the, like, how high up the bee is, like these starting ones are only going to have these 6 little books, but eventually you'll have ones with a lot more, and it becomes a bit more difficult and everything. But it's extremely useful for these little starter ones, because if you get lucky, if you notice, we just got all of them without spending anything, and we got 6 honeycombs. And we can just keep doing it for the same bee. And in addition, we can put some bees in there and click examine species, and see it's going to show that we have emerald and formerly. And there's emerald, so we can match those up fairly easy. Right here we have marshy. We know that's formerly, so okay, there's marshy. And then right here we have our formerly. So free honeycombs. And you can also spin these honeycombs to make it a bit easier. Now what we're aiming for is there's actually a there's a research note that you can get. And I actually got one earlier for a tropical. And basically these research notes, they're going to be little pieces of paper, and they're going to say, you know, the bee type. So for this example, it's common, and it'll give you one mutation that you can you know, breed with that drone. And basically it'll make breeding that a bit easier if you can get that research node. So for example, earlier I got tropical plus, what was it, tropical plus modest equals common. And so I popped that, and I shouldn't have popped it because now I'm probably not going to be able to get another research node. But basically you can pop that, and you can increase the chance of breeding that mutation. And in addition, if you have those, you can actually give them to your friends if you're on a server or whatever, and they can pop those without having to actually research it as well. So if you have extra or something, you know, you can always give that to them. But anyway, let me take a minute and see if I can get another research note. I'm going to do this for just a bit, and I'll see if I can get some research notes, and if so, I'll show you guys those. And there we go. Oh, we only get 2 honeycombs that way. Okay. But anyway, I'll be back in just a second. Okay, welcome back. So I didn't get any research notes. So I do apologize, but I just didn't have any luck at all. So now, let's see. We need to get into actually creating the apiaries and all that. And I have been prepping a bit of seed oil in preparation of this episode. So we will, let's see, modest. Let's take a look here. There's some things I want to make with the seed oil. For one, I want to make the soul frames, and then also we need more apiaries, because, you know, generally when you're messing with mutations, sometimes it can take a while, and of course the bee's lifespan and all that stuff, you know, you kind of want a lot of bees running at once. So we're going to go ahead and get some more apiaries going, and hopefully get some more strains of bees and everything. And you'll notice I do have some seed oil here, and basically the squeezer is not a thing in this pack, so you have to use the fluid extractor. So let's take a look here. We've got 1,320 seed oil at the moment, and so we'll just, let's see, let's make ourselves a pipet, and there it is. We're just gonna need some wool and a couple glass panes, so nothing too crazy. I need to finish getting all this like assorted junk moved over, but I just don't have the I haven't made the storage drives to house all this just assorted crap yet. Alright, so basically the pipet is going to let us remove liquid from the carpenter. So let's go ahead and grab that, and then let's see, we can't remove liquid from a drum, can we? No. Okay. Alright, so we will, no, we want it there. Okay, let's, yeah. Okay, it's not going to let us remove that. We'll just use a bucket. That's fine. We'll throw it in the carpenter and get our 1,000 millibuckets of seed oil. I could pipe it in to get the rest out, but I'm not going to right this second. And alright, so now we should be able to make our impregnated frames. And so basically they're just going to be like 8 wood and you know, just like that. And then we need this impregnated frame, and oh, wait a second. Damn it. Oh, man. Okay, it looks like we can't. Looks like we have to make it in an assembler, and this one's got rubber in it. Okay. Crap. I'm still getting everything switched over to the fluid building. Man, I don't really know why. I don't really understand why this is this way. Because it's like the exact same recipe as the carpenter. So, like, some of the stuff that's changed over for just the GregTech machines, I kind of understand it because it's easier to get into or whatever. But honestly, this just feels like a hassle. Because it's, regardless, it's LV. Oh, man, I can't put that right in there. Okay. Well, I can still add it to get it with a bucket or something later. But this isn't really, like, more difficult to get into. It's just more of a hassle. Because the GregTech machines are not blessed by the ability to just use a pivot to get stuff out of. That's one thing that drives me insane. Like, if I was going to empty a machine in real life, I could just empty the machine. I don't think we just dump all the liquid out and start all over. Alright, I'm going to run over there and I'll get an area set up for our seed oil, I guess, for the assemblers, because I think we're going to need it. And I'll be back in just a minute once I get that set up, and I'll go ahead and get a couple apiaries crafted up and stuff. Okay, welcome back. So I did get those 2 apiaries crafted up, and I also went ahead and crafted up our beealizer, because we're going to need that. It's basically just diamond and 10 item casings and some glass panes and stuff. So, let's see. We got some parched combs. Wow. A lot of times you'll run bees and they won't actually make any produce at first. But we're actually at least getting something at the moment. Which it may be, honestly it may be because of that frame, I don't know. But anyway, let's take a look here. We're going to look into using the beealizer. And, let's see. What is Princess? And we'll do maybe a sorceress. Yeah, sorceress. Alright, throw it on the ground. And we'll put those in an apiary really quick. No, that's not. I don't want a scanned princess. I don't think. I don't know if there's something special about the scanned princess. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. We want, if we keep breeding these, yeah, see, there's Eldritch if we get it cultivated, which is really going to move us into our magical bees a bit. So I do want to get the Eldritch before too long, and I want to get the cultivated, and then, of course, the Noble and Majestic to get our Imperial bees, to get our Royal Jelly, and so on. But let's see here. Let's go with these. And Sorry, I'm just thinking. Bees are a lot of thought. They'll make your head hurt. Let's see. We'll do our Modest Princess and our Common Drone, and try to get those going to get our cultivated. And then let's see. Got more of that waxy comb. You know, we've got a lot of that silky comb too. We might use that in a second. But let's go with I don't know if we want to go with a tropical or common. Maybe common. We'll do the common with our sorceress, and we'll set it right here. And maybe get our well, we've got to get the cultivated before we can get eldritch. That's right. Okay. And we'll go ahead and grab some of the silky comb, and we're going to go ahead and start running it through the centrifuge, I think. And let's see, the centrifuge. Yeah, it's just that. Okay. Let's see. Actually, Oh, it's 100% chance for honey drops. I was wondering where beeswax and stuff was, but we get honey drops and propolis. It's 100% for honey drops. That's actually pretty nice, I have to say. That's one change to bees I like a bit. Because normally it's like, it's not quite 100% that you're going to get the honey drops. And the propolis, getting that is really nice as well. So I will definitely take that, so we can get our apiary stuff crafted before too long. And you know, if we get that crafted, then we can you know, deal with a bit more dangerous bees, because we're going to get into bees honestly fairly quickly that will tear us up. They will honestly tear us up. So this silky propolis, we can use it, of course, to get our apiary stuff. If we take a look here, you'll see that, well, not the letter, not all this shit. Wax casts. That's not what I want. Let's see. Here it is. We can get silk wisps and propolis from that. And the silk wisp, we can use it to make our apiary stuff. Our sieve upgrades, and we don't want string. Unlit candles. There we go. Apiaries. We need the woven silk. Okay, it's not too bad. Not a major change anyway. All right. And okay, there's that. All the set, and then our apiary sieve as well. Okay, good stuff. And let's grab what we got here and head on back and actually start using the beealyzer a little bit. Because this, if you're going to get into bees, this is like your primary tool. You will use the hell out of this thing. I promise you. And by the way, I plan on doing most of my bee breeding off camera. And then for those of you that are interested in bees and forestry and everything, I'll give you guys little vocal updates at the beginning, maybe of every episode or something, if there's been a major change. But I'm not going to do a whole lot of this on camera, at least until we get to like alvearies and some of the advanced stuff, you know. And over here we've got, okay, I'm going to go ahead and scan a few of these actually, especially from this hive, because we were having pretty good production for a lifespan. We got two combs, whereas a lot of the other ones we've been getting 0 combs. So I definitely want to scan it and see if it's related to the frame or to the bee itself. And let's see, we've got shorter, slowest flowers. And by the way, it just consumes a honey drop, and you'll scan the bee and you can check all these little areas and stuff. And see like how fast they are and everything. And here, oh, this is nocturnal as the active. Diurnal. One generation in captivity. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So that bee, of course, is going to work at night. And let's see. We've got short, slowest, pretty much all the way down. This one's nocturnal as well. And then this one, we've got, let's see. Oh, this one's tolerant flyer as well. Well, okay. Which, if I recall, Tolerant Flyer is that the one where they'll work in the rain, maybe? I don't know. I'm a little bit rusty on bees, so if I say wrong stuff, I do apologize. But we shall see. It's coming back to me. Okay. Honestly, we should probably get some trees planted. We've got these bees running. We may as well utilize them to start our tree breeding as well. So let's see. We've got... I really want to go for the sequoia, honestly. Sequoia is a really nice tree. So we're going to need to get ourselves a larch. And we're going to need spruce and oak. Do I not have my spruce saplings over here? I bet I don't, actually. Now that I think about it, I bet I don't. No. Because I was planning out spruce. I have like a little area where I kind of plant out trees and then cut them down for getting different wood types. And actually, below here, there's a thing. So I'll be back. Let me go grab those really, really quick. Okay. Yeah, if you notice down below here, behind the fences, there is spruce. That's what I was working with. So that's why our saplings are over there. Alright, so let's get some of these planted. I think we'll go oak. Yeah, we'll do oak in maybe the 1x1s, and we'll do spruce in the 2x2s, I think. Maybe not. We'll do spruce on this line. How about that? I think that will be better. I think that would be much better. And then we'll do our spruce right here. Like that. And then oak on the edges. Good stuff. And so now, once these grow, we should be getting those breeding and hopefully get our larch before too long. And let's go ahead and actually get some bone meal. See if we can bone meal up a couple of these. And go. Oh, hi. Damn it. I hate when that happens. It drives me insane. Alright, and then we'll also just go ahead and do a spruce. Oh, fucking cool. Out of bone meal. Alright, well, I'll grab some more in a minute. Okay, so, anyhow, let's actually see... I don't know if I guess I'm going to leave that cactus there. We did get that common queen that we can't use right this second. And let's see. All these are still going. So, one thing I was wondering about. We still got that pipit. One thing I'm curious about is what's the location? I can't think of the name of it. The biome locator thing for the bees. Oh my gosh. Translocators are in this pack. I did not realize that. Honestly, translocators are one of those mods I just assumed was not in here because it makes my life so much easier. And they're fairly easy to craft. That's amazing. Another thing I'm wondering about, there's not ender storage, is there? You know, there's a few mods. When I look through, the list of mods originally, a lot of stuff I didn't even, really notice or anything like that. But let's see, applied energistics. Another thing I was wondering about was the quantum ring. That's a little bit expensive. It's not terrible because we only have to make 2 of these link chambers. But now the rings. Oh, shit. These are one at a time, too. We need 16 of these things. Okay. Good stuff. Because I'd like to get our AE system linked up over to our our house fairly soon. I don't want to run cable that far because cable's not cheap on here either. But that link chamber, though, is a little bit on the expensive side. Let's see. Let me see here. The treated... Oh, what? Is there no treated sticks or treated wood or frames? Let's see. Oh, that's right. It was impregnated, wasn't it? We do want the necrotic frame, but we're going to have to get into magic bees a decent ways. But can we not do... I'm wondering about like soul frame type thing. Because basically what the soul frame does is it's going to basically speed up the lifespan of the bees. So they're going to die quicker and they're not going to produce as much, but they're going to have a better chance of mutating. So it's a really, really good mutation based thing. No, there's no soul frames. Cool. Okay. So I guess we need to get into necrotic frames before too long, I think. Okay. Okay, I went ahead and just grabbed some bone meal so we can finish getting these trees up. Because at this point, I think with bee breeding, we're pretty much just waiting for the breeds now. But I wanted to go ahead and kind of wrap up the episode with a little bit of forestry. And just kind of go over something. Oh, we did get a cultivated drone. Nice. I'll tell you what, let's see. I'd rather have a cultivated princess, honestly, but that's okay. Let's go with noble, majestic. That's what I want. That's what we're aiming for, anyway. Let's see. I think we can get an eldritch, right? With this, we may go ahead and go for an eldritch. That would be nice. That'd be so nice. Attuned, cultivated. Okay. Yeah. I think we're going to go with the eldritch, chances are, because I would love to have that, honestly. Alright. So let's do our sorceress and our cultivated. And let those go ahead and start going. And we should, if we're lucky, maybe get an eldritch before long. Alright. That one's just about dead. It's just about to die. Okay. Anyway, so our forestry trees, we'll give the spruce and oak, time to breed. And I'll probably, between this episode and next, I'll probably add another set of apiaries over there. So that we'll have another set of bees running and another set of, trees and stuff planted out and all that good stuff. Now, right at the edge, there might be, with this size, there might be some crossbreeding eventually once we get into some bigger bees or something like that. But even still, it's really not like, the thing about tree breeding is it's not like life or death, like, oh my god, I totally messed up everything. Now, when we start doing like actual stats on the trees, then it'll get a bit more like, a little bit more particular about things. But for this, we're just wanting just all the breeds. And by the way, here you go. If you want to like pause the video, you can see some of the tree breeds and stuff here. Like I said, these are the first ones we're going to be going for, are these lists right here. And some of the stuff is shortened, like S lime is silver lime, and B pine is bull pine, but it's all pretty self-explanatory. The Moranti is the yellow Moranti, and so on. So, but like I said, there's a couple trees that I really want to get before long, because wood is one of the best things, I think, one of the best things you can build with, because it just looks good and everything. And there's so many different, especially with forestry, there's so many different colors of wood that it really brings a lot to the table, I feel like. And of course, wood is renewable as well, which is nice. But anyway, I do think I'm going to end the episode out there. It's about wrapping up point. I'm actually going to be able to end an episode at 30 minutes. Are you guys happy? Are you guys super proud of me? I'm going to get that K-Pock planted, because we only have one sapling right now of that. But like I said, next episode, really big build we're going to start. And like I said, it may take a couple episodes. I've spent some of the time, since of course I had to come back and re-record this episode, instead of like, worrying a whole lot about that. Instead, I spent that time prepping machines and getting ready and trying to learn how this setup is. It's a bit of a setup. I need to grab my spectacles actually for that area. And also crop breeding. I did manage to get a coffee plant and a couple other little plants, but still no hops as of yet. So But anyway, like I said, I'm going to end the episode there. If you guys enjoyed it, as always, be sure and hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. And feel free to comment and let me know what you think about the episode. For those of you that don't like bees, I do apologize. But like I said, next episode, we're going to be getting into a big build. Very, very techy. And honestly, I'm kind of dreading it because I'm not the most experienced with Greg Tech. But we're gonna give it a shot, and you guys can let me know if I did something super, super wrong. So until then, do take care, and I hope to see you guys then.